Hi there, Smart Drivers. Rick with Smart Drive Test. Talking to you today about the theory test that you have to take, regardless of class of license, whether you're taking a passenger vehicle license or you're taking a commercial vehicle license, whether that's a truck or a bus. You have to write a theory test. And the tagline for the channel here is pick the best answer, not necessarily the right answer. So the reason I'm doing the live stream right now is Paul sent me an email and he is working towards his tractor trailer license and had a couple of questions that he wanted some clarification on. So I thought that this was a good opportunity for not just answering Paul's question by sending him back an email, but by doing a live stream and answering those questions and giving all of the smart drivers here the information and showing you how to pick the best answer on a theory test for a driver's license regardless of class, because all theory tests are going to be multiple choice questions and there is a specific skill set and a specific way to read the questions and pick the best answer. So I've taken the two questions and put them onto a PowerPoint, and we're just going to slip over there and we'll look at those two. Thanks, Saudi Sierra Mist. That is awesome. So I'm just going to go over these two questions. One of the questions is a commercial driver's license question. The other question is a relevant to cars as well, but it can be applicable to commercial drivers. But as I said, I'll just slip over here and we'll look at the two questions here. So slide one, question one. So this is a hazardous materials question, and CDL drivers have to transport hazardous materials for most companies. Some companies may not, but they may have to. So the way that you go about answering this question, so placarding means the signs on the side of the trailer that indicate that there is hazardous material inside of the trailer. So placarding, the use of hazardous material, placards and labels, and is an example of. And the first thing that you do when you're answering a multiple choice question is read all of the choices. Make sure you read all of the choices. So choice A is containment, B is controlling the hazardous material risk, C is communication, and D is all of the above. So we look at the first answer. So placarding, the signs on the side of the trailer that tell you what's in the trailer. Those signs, are they containment? Obviously not. They're not containment because they don't hold the hazardous product. Containment, the root word of containment is contain. So what contains the hazardous product? What are the containers that the hazardous product is in? It's not the signs. So therefore, if A is not true, then D is also not true, because all of the above. So because A is not true, then D is also not true. So you're left with B and C as options for the answer that you could potentially pick for this answer of what is placarding, what is an example of. So controlling the hazardous materials risk, yes, in a way it does control the risk because it communicates information that can be looked up in relation to the placarding on the side of the vehicle. But one of the things you may or may not know about hazardous materials is that if you have a group of hazardous materials and they're under a certain amount, you could put a danger placard on the side of the transporting vehicle, whether that's a ship, a plane, or a truck. So therefore, the signs on the side of the vehicle don't necessarily control the hazardous materials because it won't tell you exactly from the placards what's in the vehicle. So the only answer that is the decent answer, the best answer, not necessarily the right answer, is communication. The placards on the side of the transporting vehicle indicate to emergency crews, if there is a crash and there are hazardous materials involved, what they are potentially dealing with on that vehicle. They know that they're dealing with hazardous materials. So the only answer in those theory questions is communication. So the answer for this one is C. The next question here, and this question is not necessarily a commercial driver's license question, is which of the following should you not do? Now, it's important to read the question carefully because the key word in this question is which of the following should you not do? So then we go through and we read all of the questions. A, turn your headlights on during the day if visibility is reduced due to bad weather, i.e. fog, rain, cloudy conditions, those types of things. B, flash your brake lights to warn vehicles behind you that you are slowing down. C, flash your brake lights when entering a construction zone if vehicles are close behind you. And then D is flash your brake lights if someone is following too close. C and D are one and the same possible option. C and D both are people that are potentially tailgating you. This is the way that you deal with tailgaters. Now, I'm just going to pause here for a moment. I'm just going to click back to see if anybody's got any questions, because if anybody's got any questions, I'll be more than happy to help those. Okay, so we'll just flip back now and I'll continue. So C and D are the same answer. If you're being tailgated, flashing your brake lights is one way that you can indicate to people behind you that you are slowing. And I'll put a card up in the corner about defensive driving in the event of being rear-ended. And oftentimes you're being rear-ended because people behind you are following too close. The other thing that you need to know about C and D is that drivers' eyes, our eyes as human beings, is attracted to light and movement. That's why we flash our brake lights, to get the attention of the person behind you that you are slowing, and that it gets their attention. So C and D are both things that you should do. Now, B, flash your brake lights to warn vehicles behind you that are slowing down. No, you're not going to flash your brake lights every time you're slowing down. So B is probably the answer that you're looking for. A, turn your headlights on during the day if visibility is reduced due to bad weather so other vehicles can see you. Yes, you're going to do that. So B is the answer that you're looking for in the second question here. And that's the way that you go through and you begin to eliminate the incorrect answers and you pick the best answer. And that's the process that I do. So first of all, you go through the question, you read the question carefully, you pick out the keywords, and then one by one you read all of the potential options for the question, and then you begin to narrow them down. Oftentimes when you're looking and reading the options in the question, oftentimes one or two of the options can easily be dismissed because it's true that they're just not even possible options. So just coming back here, so read the questions carefully, read all of the potential answers that are presented for you, and then begin to eliminate them through the knowledge that you know. And this second question, which of the following should you not do? The two options are essentially the same. So it's easily to get rid of those two options because they're essentially the same thing. It doesn't matter. Like the construction zone, when you're slowing to enter into a construction zone, is just it's just something to distract you. So it's not really a different thing from slowing down. So that's the ways that you can look at multiple choice questions, because if you're doing a theory test, and regardless of license, you're going to have to do a theory test, and you're going to have to do multiple choice questions. And as I say again, as my tagline on the channel here, pick the best answer, not necessarily the right answer. So that's for Paul, who sent me an email, and I'm sure that other smart drivers here are going to find this beneficial. If you have any questions at all, leave me a comment. I'm more than happy to help you out in your move to get your license and be successful in passing your road test for the first time. Leave me a comment. I try and get back to my comments every day within 24 hours, unless I'm away or whatnot. And I have learned just recently how to communicate with you guys, the smart drivers here on the channel, live, mobile. If I'm away or I have something going on that I can't quite get back to you within 24 hours, I will definitely leave a quick video and just tell you what I'm doing and when I can get back to you. So leave me questions. More than happy to help you out. Pass your road test first time. So leave a comment, send me an email. I'll get back to you. And good luck on your road test. And remember, pick the best answer, not necessarily the right answer. Have a great night. Bye now.